Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Katie and this is where we talk about politics, true crime and current affairs. If all of that sounds like something you're interested in, please consider subscribing to my channel. Today we're going to continue with the coverage of the alleged murder case of Kouri Richins by his wife Kouri Richins, allegedly. Now, I had written a script for another episode. I was going to go through all her internet searches that were done before she was arrested. They were released a while ago, but I made the mistake of searching to see if there was an update, and clearly there is an update. So this was published yesterday, October the 11th, and it is on ksl.com. And Kouri Richins' attorney asks for case dismissal, saying she won't receive a fair trial due to publicity. Hi. I felt sorry. But this is a previous photo, obviously. This was them in one of their court appearances. So, attorneys for a Kamas mother accused of killing her husband by secretly giving him a fatal dose of fentanyl and then writing a children's book about grieving the loss of a loved one have asked the court to dismiss the case. The attorneys allege prosecutors violated the due process rights of Kouri Richins, aged 34, when they publicly filed a letter they said was found in her jail cell, in which she allegedly asked her mother and brother to give false testimony at her trial. If you want to know more about that letter, the Walk the Dog letter, I've done a whole video on it. It's in the playlist. Go watch it after this one. But Richins is currently charged with aggravated murder, a first-degree felony, in connection with the March 2022 death of her husband, 39-year-old Kouri Richins. She is accused of killing her husband secretly by giving him a fatal dose of fentanyl. She is also charged with the intent to distribute illegal substances or something along those lines. But again, I have done a whole video on all of her charges. Go see the link to the playlist. In a motion for dismissal filed on Wednesday, today is Thursday, yesterday maybe, Richins' attorneys say that the state participated in prosecutorial misconduct that will make it no longer possible for her to receive a fair trial. The state motioned for a gag order in May, requesting relief from overwhelming media interest that could lead to pre-trial tainting of the jury pool. Richins' attorneys note in the request for the case to be dismissed. Again, the gag order, did I go through that? I don't remember. If I have, it'll be in the playlist. I have such a backlog of videos I want to do in regards to this case, but something keeps happening. They need to stop it. Okay. The attorneys allege that the state publicly accused her of witness tampering while admitting it had no evidence that such a crime occurred. When prosecutors filed the so-called Walk the Dog... Let me read that again. The attorneys allege the state publicly accused her of witness tampering while admitting that the state has no evidence that such a crime occurred when prosecutors filed the so-called Walk the Dog letter on September the 15th. Prosecutors said the 6-page handwritten letter to her mother was found inside a book during a search of Richins' cell in the Summit County Jail. The letter allegedly instructs her mother and brother to provide false testimony in the case, prosecutors said in September. Scrawled across the top of the 6-page letter are the words, "Walk the dog," but take vague notes so you remember. The letter expresses a desire to link Kouri Richins getting from Mexico to the fentanyl that caused his death. In the letter, Kouri Richins allegedly wants her brother to say Kouri Richins told him he got pain medication and fentanyl from Mexico through workers at a ranch. In the letter, she said the testimony can be short and to the point but has to be done. She asked her mother, Lisa Darden, to pass the information to her brother in person, saying her mother's home and phone could be bugged. Now, I know. Wait for it. You're going to have to wait for what she says is her reasoning for writing this letter. Okay, bear with me. In the motion for the case to be dismissed, Richins' attorneys alleged the letter being made public was a violation of rules of civil and criminal procedure. Quote, the state has submitted documents on the court's public docket that has undermined the integrity of these proceedings. The resulting prejudice to Miss Richins is irreversible, the attorneys said. They allege the state's actions undermine the defence's credibility and flagrantly disregards the truth and its ethical duties, all to the detriment of Miss Richins. A police report was filed along with the walk the dog letter, and the report states the letter was found folded and hidden in a book. Richins' attorneys say it was instead obtained through a potentially illegal search of Miss Richins' documents, which were stored in an envelope titled Sky Lazaro, Attorney Privilege. So Sky Lazaro is Miss Richins' attorney. And they are alleging that I've seen the envelope. Again, if you want to see the envelope, there's a link in the description to all the documents. You can see it. By filing the police report on the public docket, the state ignores the long-lasting concerns related to the reliability and admissibility of such reports. More important, the state ignores the glaring risk of prejudice to Miss Richins, the attorneys said. The state also requested a no-contact order and said the order was necessary to prevent Miss Richins from further engaging in witness tampering, attorneys note. Richins has not been charged or convicted of witness tampering, her attorneys noted, alleging that her due process rights were violated when the state falsely and publicly declared that she is guilty of witness tampering. The attorneys argue that the media coverage of the walk dog letter has compromised her right to a fair trial. They said that within minutes of the letter and no contact motion being filed, they began receiving requests for comment from reporters. Within a few days, countless media outlets had reported on the situation and were parroting the state's claims of witness tampering and attempts to compel false testimony, the attorneys said. Should the charges not be dismissed, Richins' attorneys request the court to disqualify the Summit County Attorney's Office from the trial and move the case to Salt Lake County. The attorneys also request that the court suppress all evidence related to the walk the dog letter and ensure that the jury instruction precludes consideration of the state's false claim that Miss Richins had engaged in witness tampering. So, they didn't mention what Kouri said about the letter. She said it was all just notes for a future book she is writing. Okay. You will have to go and watch my video on the letter. That's a real, non-fiction book if you're writing that, in my opinion. But the letter did have for attorney only. So they want to dismiss the case and move it to Salt Lake County because they say that the jury pool has been so tainted by the amount of coverage it's had that she can't get a fair trial, which I personally think is fair enough. I have been covering the case since it was first announced that she was arrested back in May this year. I saw the headline, Grief Author Allegedly Poisons Husband, and that was it. I was hooked. So I have been covering it for quite a while, since the beginning. And again, I'm not even in the same country. But I do see their point. And also, does it break attorney-client privilege? I don't know. I am no legal person. If you know, let me know. But this is, yeah, and the gag order, oh my days, the gag order. I have covered this in one of my videos. I don't know what one, but the gag order was initially requested by the prosecution. The prosecution have broken their own gag order. Allegedly, maybe. This case is just insane. Like, if that isn't happening, that is. And as I said, today I had a whole different video planned. It's going to be quite a long one. I wrote the script, everything. Then I did a quick Google for any updates in this case, and here it is. So yes, her attorneys are saying that she won't receive a fair trial due to the publicity, and are therefore asking for the case to be dismissed whilst retried in Salt Lake County. But obviously that doesn't really make a headline, does it? But that is the latest update in this case. Kouri is due in court next on the 3rd of November. Hopefully they're going to set a date for trial. Fingers crossed. But in the meantime, I think that's it so far. Please remember that as of right now, as of filming this, Kouri is presumed innocent because she has not been proven guilty. She has not been to trial. And also, keep in mind that there are children involved in this case. So if you are engaging in any conversations across the true crime community, please keep that in mind. We are talking, sadly, about someone losing their life and children losing their father. And let me know in the comments what you think. Is the jury pool too tainted, or is this state, where is it that they want her to be moved to? What was it? The Summit County, right? Is Summit County that small that the jury pool has been tainted? I don't know. I genuinely have no idea how small it is. It's probably bigger than where I live. So should it move to Salt Lake County? What do you reckon? So what was your thoughts on this one today? Everything that we've discussed in regards to her getting a fair trial, attorney-client privilege, and apparently they were just notes for a future novel she is writing. Let me know in the comments what you think about that, and let me know how you found out about my content. If you are here from the Kouri Richins subreddit, thank you. I appreciate your support. As you know, it does mean a lot to me. And I look forward to talking to you all in the comments. Thank you very much, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye. Now, how do I stop this?